Go,
let's
Jake.
talk
Go,
about the
go.
Wolverine leaks.
Okay.
So this is absolutely freaking nuts. What has happened?
Mm-hmm.
There
Mm-hmm.
are people on their PC playing this game, like literally 3 years before it's supposed to come out, and they are like speed running through the test missions of this game, playing through the gameplay. Have we ever seen anything like this? Like, I've never seen anything like this, but I could be
I've
wrong.
never heard of a game getting played 3 years in advance and
I
having
have,
like, dude, I swear to God, when the first leak started coming out, I was like scrolling through Twitter's, or I'm sorry, YouTube. As soon as I opened it at work, I'm just like going through YouTube trying to find like shorts. The first thing I saw was a 25-minute fucking video of straight gameplay of this game. I'm like, well, did we get like a trailer or something? I'm like, no way, this is insane. And it's really like disheartening too, the fact that people are playing this already or even like looking at this because people are making final judgments about this game. Like I know Twitter's almost like in many ways a satire like platform, but like just seeing people actually try to defend themselves saying that this game looks like shit is bizarre because it's like it's cubes. There's a bunch of cubes everywhere and they're trying to defend this shit. It's like not even done yet.
It is very bizarre to see it because I've actually worked in video games before. I've made games on Unreal Engine, and I do not know of a single game that looks good in the pre-alpha phase because it doesn't have to. The whole point of the pre-alpha phase is you're testing gameplay. Why on earth would you polish the hell out of the graphics when you're just trying to see if like the jumping mechanic is going to work? So of course that shouldn't be judged. And I think that it does show. I do think a lot of it is satire, but I also think that there are a lot of people who legitimately look at this and think, well, now I know enough about the development of this game to say that it will be a 4 out of 10 on IGN and it's going to suck and they need to just restart. Insomniac is washed. And I think that that is a perfect example of why this cannot happen and why leaks are so detrimental to the public perception of a game.
Right. I'm gonna be honest real quick though. Like from what we've seen, the game looks phenomenal. Like I try to have somebody try to argue with me, or not even try to argue. I just saw the comment on YouTube. It literally said, "Well, this looks like the Doc Ock boss battle reused assets from the side of the wall. You know when they're fighting on the side of the wall and
Yeah.
Peter's doing this. He was like, yeah, they just reused those assets and essentially threw that onto this game, and that's what they're using for the combat." I'm like, what are you talking about? It's so entirely different from anything Spider-Man, and it's like
Well,
actually like violent too. It's really cool.
and even if they did, fun fact, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, a good portion of early development was done in the same like engine that made Spider-Man 3. If you go look up early like Spider-Man Web of Shadows stuff, it has the UI, the map, everything from Spider-Man 3 because they had all the Spider-Man mechanics there. Why not use it while you're testing things out? So even if that was the case, I mean, yeah, it's not, Wolverine is not due to be out for many years. Why would that be representative of the final product?
Yeah, and like not even that. Like honestly, Insomniac can do that because they made Spider-Man and it's in the same universe. So people fighting and throwing heavy punches or strikes are gonna look like that potentially. Like either way, the game's gonna be polished and its animations are 1000% gonna look 100% different. And it's just like kind of showing a test of what this game could look like with all the claws and the punching.
Yeah.
But I mean, they even have like storyboards in between the cutscenes, and they have like legit dialogue and like different mission levels. It's very bizarre, and I'm actually kind of shocked that this game is getting this much leaked out of it. And even having Rocksteady and Insomnia getting these leaks at the same time, it's honestly just crazy right now. And I think that there's going to be some type of switch up in the gaming industry eventually over how they do cybersecurity or how they actually hold their information within their developing studios, because this is most likely like going to change everything about gaming development.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's really bad, and it just is insane to me how much got leaked. I think it was at least a terabyte, and much of it was personal employee information. That's the worst thing. Obviously, it sucks that Wolverine got leaked. I think there's a great chance, unfortunately, that this game is going to get delayed 2 years, and they're going to try to rework some things, and they're going to change things because now they're going to have shareholders and executives and producers. I mean, this is a collaboration between Sony Games, Marvel Games, and Insomniac, where now they're going to have head executives from each of those places who now have opinions of how to handle this situation. And some might say, well, we need to change the story. It's all been leaked. Some might say, you know what? We don't have confidence in this project going forward. We want you to stop development and make something else. It's really hard to tell what the repercussions are going to be. But even more than that, the worst thing is that these developers might have banking information. They might have personal information that's all been leaked. And gamers get really scary. I mean, the amount of doxing and swatting that happens, I'm honestly legitimately terrified for a lot of these developers, and nobody deserves to have that happen to them, which is why anyone who was involved in this hack, I think, should face a significant amount of jail time.
They need to drop the soap. What do you think, Kobe?
Oh my god. Okay, look, here's my thoughts on all of this is, and obviously we're not going to discuss, because allegedly, which I was wrong on Twitter. I was like, well, the Suicide Squad leaks are worse because this, we're actually having like gameplay and a gameplay demo, and the Suicide Squad game, it leaked like all the story, but it turns out the story got leaked from this game too, which we're not going to discuss here. However, because it's like literally years away, but there's a discussion happening now as to whether or not this game is actually going to get canceled. And you think about it, and kind of like Jake is saying, like, one, the perception of the game is already very negative, which is really stupid for no reason. Because for one, the gameplay looks fine. What are people talking about? The gameplay looks terrible. It looks fine. It looks good, like especially for years and years before it releases. Like, it's exactly kind of what I expected it to be. I don't understand how the gameplay looks bad to people, but that's the first thing. The second thing is the story already leaking years and years in advance. They haven't even recorded the audio scenes, and they haven't even recorded the dialogue, and we already know what's going to happen. And so I think Jake is right. Like, I think they might have to just totally rework the game, and remake the story and change a lot of the gameplay dynamics. But of what I saw from the gameplay, I liked it. I think the game's going to be really good. I hope it doesn't get canceled, given how severe these leaks are. This is really unprecedented. You know, we have to think, as much as we talk about leaks and how leaks matter in the industry, which of course they are, a large percentage of the leaks in the gaming industry are Reddit posts that are just texts, you know. In the really, really bad case, there might be some images, you know, that leak from the game. This is on a whole nother level. Like, the Rocksteady and Insomniac leaks are on a completely different plane. The Rocksteady leaks, insofar as there's entire audio cutscenes. It's not just images. Mm-hmm. It's entire video scenes. It's audio scenes. Insomniac takes that even a step higher. There's personal social security numbers getting leaked. There are budgets of X number of millions of dollars spent on this game. There's contracts. There's canceled games. There's so it's like the leakers just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And it's like, I don't know what's going to come next. I don't know if we're going to get like a Brian Entahar like sex tape next, or like what's going to come. But these leaks just keep getting more ridiculous, and I do feel terrible for the devs.
You almost made me fucking choke on my water, bro. You almost made me kill myself. I can't see that motherfucker just going to town on a woman.
Okay, stop. Okay, all right. It was a quick line. We didn't have to delve into it more. We didn't have to expound upon it. But anyway, so yeah, those are my thoughts. But is this game going to get canceled? Like, are they just going to axe this whole thing?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that they've already like kind of confirmed, or I feel like having a teaser trailer out for it kind of makes you like not want to cancel it, or at least like follow through with it. If they cancel anything, I think they're going to cancel X-Men, the multiplayer game. If they're going to cancel anything, like, personally, because they've already canceled one multiplayer game, the Spider-Man multiplayer game. That one doesn't have any concept yet. It's going to come out, like, I think they said like 2028 or something, or maybe they start marketing it or making it in 2028. I don't know. But that game, personally, I don't see that. There's certain games in the future I don't see happening, or certain things in the future with their lineup that I don't see happening. But I feel like Wolverine is something that they've already like put a lot of work. They've already hired actors, dude. Like, they've already gotten a lot done with this game, even though it's 3 years out. I feel like what they've already shown, like from like the leaks and stuff like that, is so much that they probably will potentially delay it and maybe even potentially rework it, and like all the things that we just saw like will never happen. But at the same time, I think we will see some of those things. I mean, there's like a raids feature that like he's running around and doing crazy shit like that, and I think that that's really cool too. So I think that we are going to see this game. Like I can almost like guarantee it. It might get delayed, like you guys were talking about, but I just don't see them canceling this game. This is something that a lot of people were looking forward to, and even if like this is bad publicity, Insomniac knows it is publicity. And even if they've gone through Puddlegate. Come on now, they could go do this. I know like leaked social security, like the black market and those scumbags. Like those people deserve to get punished, and they deserve to get, found out, and like whoever they are, they need to have some type of repercussion. But from the gaming side of things, I don't think that they're really going to hurt if people see this, because it makes them more hype for Insomniac's future. I don't see Insomniac losing because they're not like a dickhead and developer. They're not like the people that made Fallout, like Tony Howard or whatever the fuck his name is, or like the people that made Borderlands. That creative director too, he's a bit of a dickhead as well. So seeing things like that, if that happened to those companies, they're not surviving shit. But Insomniac, they're so nice and calm, and they're honestly not even talking about the leaks, that I can see them pulling through and just making the game, and even being double successful by proving to people that are saying it's bad now, proving them wrong in the future.
I think that one of the things, though, is like Kobe was saying, this is such an unprecedented leak. It's one thing when, a week before Spider-Man comes out, a few images start coming out, and it's like, oh yeah, Doc Ock is the secret villain at the end, and some of those things start coming out. Versus, imagine if like even 6 months before Spider-Man came out, or after that reveal trailer with the Inner Demons as the gang, and like just that initial reveal trailer. Imagine if a playable build of the game had leaked and people could have jumped in and started playing it. Like that would have really, I think, been a much more difficult issue to address. And I'm with you. I don't think that means Wolverine is going to get canceled. I do think there's a good chance it's going to get a delay of some sort. Mm-hmm. But even more than that, I think to put it into very simple, less severe terms, it sort of reminds me of what would happen if, like, in school, like back in high school, if I'd been asked to write an essay and I'd come up with like topics for like what this essay could be. And then let's say the teacher like comes and reads over my shoulder and says, oh, I like that one. Write it on that. It's like, well, I wasn't really ready for you to see anything that I'd like. I haven't even started on this essay yet. And I feel like Insomniac is in a similar position where a lot of pitches have now been leaked. A lot of internal documentation on like possible games that they could make have been leaked. And now there's going to be expectations for that too. And now they're going to get harassed constantly by fans saying, hey, where's this game that you guys are going to make? And they might say, dude, that was a one-off pitch that got rejected instantly. But now it's out there, and now there's going to be expectations. And I do think that there could be a shift for Insomniac. I do think, more likely than anything, nothing is really going to come of this. And in 3 years, it will be an entry on a Wikipedia page. But right now, I think that they are going to experience a lot of fans who, some have good intentions and are just excited, and some are going to harass them over it, who are going to come into their comments every time they make a post and reference this and say, hey, where's this game that you guys leaked? Hey, where's this one? And it's going to be a very difficult spot for not only Insomniac, but also for all of the shareholders, all of the other developers.
We're gonna get a hashtag release of Spider-Man multiplayer game. Oh my god, it's gonna come. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be a harassment that we're never gonna see since the Snyderverse, bro. God damn it.